It's about that time.
Coming to you live every Wednesday night.
Fantasy start and sit advice with your boy PL.
And Michigan Mike, let's go.
We talking about
all things fantasy.
We talking about
all things fantasy.
We talking about
all things fantasy.
Mike and PL,
the fantasy show.
What's up, football family? Welcome back to week 2 of the Fantasy Football Show. I am your co-host, Mr. PL Coulter. Flanked to my right is my right-hand man, Mr. Michigan Mike, Michael Hasso.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Michigan Mike, man? You ready to talk some fantasy football, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. Week 1, man. Lots of shootouts, lots of big-time performances, man. How'd your teams do, man? You do all right?
Yeah, pretty good. Besides one, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. I hope everybody got off to a good start. Now, speaking of getting off to a good start, there were several rookies that we didn't talk about last week that got off to a blazing start. And what the people want to know right now, Mike, and what I'm going to ask you, is this player a one-week wonder, or are they worth a start this week?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go. We'll start in Jacksonville. Mr. Allen Hurns, wide receiver, man. His first 2 catches, man, were touchdowns. First 2 catches in the league. Finished for 4 catches, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What say you, Mike? This week he faces the Redskins.
Start him. It's the Redskins D, which is, non-existent. So definitely start him.
So you're not worried about Chad Henne being the quarterback at all?
No.
No?
No.
All right. Well, you got a Michigan shirt on right now, so I guess not. He was solid last week. Now, another rookie that made a solid first week impression was Terrence West, rookie running back out of Cleveland. Now, he wasn't originally the starter. That was Ben Tate. He went down with an injury. But he did come in and put up 100 yards rushing on 16 carries, Mike. What say you?
Start him. I mean, you can't argue with those stats. So.
Yeah, and the Saints gave up how many points last week? A ton of points last week?
Yeah. A lot of points.
All right, get that man in your lineup, especially if you're down Ben Tate. Hopefully you handcuff West to him. Now, in Carolina, Kelvin Benjamin, he was known for making big plays in college, but he made a couple of big plays in his pro debut. To the tune of 6 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Really a game-winning touchdown, Mike. What say you?
I'll start him.
You start him?
Yeah.
Okay, now, last week was with Derek Anderson, no Cam Newton.
That's true. I would still start him. Yeah.
I think if Cam Newton comes back, it'll be even more of an upside for Benjamin because of his threat to run the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, they face the Saints this week. I'm sorry, the Lions this week. Now, last but certainly not least in the rookie ranks of impressive starts is Mr. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver from New Orleans. 7 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. What say you?
I'd start him again. I mean, those stats are really good. I mean, of course, Breeze does throw the ball a lot.
So
I'm definitely start him.
Right, and he showed flashes in the preseason of getting wide open behind the defense. Looked like he's carrying that over into the postseason. The regular season. Now, on the flip side of it, Michigan Mike, there were a lot of fantasy heavyweights that laid duds in week 1.
There was actually a lot. We could do a whole show about them, but we're only going to talk about a couple, though.
All right, we'll only talk about a couple, and we'll start with Mr. Larry Fitzgerald, man. Last night, he had 1 reception for 22 yards, man. What do you say?
It was a slump. It was, he's going to get over that, and he'll overcome that. It's definitely just a fluke, and week 2, start him.
Yeah, and the Giants, if anybody saw the first Monday night game, they were absolutely shredded through the air by the Detroit Lions. Now, Zach Stacy, last week, he was a stud for you last year.
Mm-hmm.
This past week, opened up with 43 yards, no touchdowns. Mike, what say you?
I'd start him. I would start him too. I think just like Larry Fitzgerald, it was just one of those games. Week 2, start him.
Right, and St. Louis got behind early, so that could have played a big part of him not getting the touches that he normally gets. Tampa Bay, I would say give him another shot. Now, Jason Witten, is he worth another shot, Mike?
See, Jason Witten, it all goes on how Romo's going to do the game. Of course, we know Romo had like 3 interceptions last game.
It felt like 10 if you were sitting in that stadium.
Yeah, he was still trying to target Jason Witten. It just, the communication wasn't there, and he was making bad decisions. But I think, Jason Witten is his blanket, so he's going to still keep going to him.
Yeah,
so start him.
Yeah, and they're facing the Tennessee team. They had an impressive start, but it's the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Now, Doug Martin, a player that really impressed prior to his injury last year, he had a 9-carry, 9-yard performance. Now, I know Carolina's a tough defense, but that's 9?
Wait, what's 9 over 9? Isn't that 1?
Right. No, you the math whiz now. 9 carries, 9 yards. Was that a 1 week wonder? I mean, he had St. Louis this coming up week.
Bench him. Alert. Doug
Bench him.
Martin. Bench him.
Bench him. Okay, now keep in mind that this St. Louis defense did keep Adrian Peterson under 100 yards. I think he had like 70 yards rushing in week 1. Doug Martin, you are in trouble, my man. Now, matchups. Who you got for matchups this week, Mr. Mike?
All right, some games that y'all need to look out for. Either of your players that are on these teams, expect high points, high yardage type games.
Okay.
Philly versus Indy. That'll be a high-scoring game.
2 good quarterbacks there.
2 really good quarterbacks, and Philly doesn't have the great defense. Neither does Indy, and Indy doesn't have a great running game. So, yeah, high-scoring game. Another one to watch out for is Dallas at Tennessee.
Nice.
Watch out for that one. I think Rumba's going to try to redeem himself. So, and Tennessee has a really good new offense.
They do.
As you will. So look out for that one. Definitely if you have the 2 tight ends in there with Witten or Walker. So if you have your tight ends, then play them.
Right on.
And my last one is San Francisco at Chicago.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be another high-scoring game, I believe.
Yes, sir. All right, good stuff by you, Michigan Mike. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. When you hear that noise, you know it's time for the
Homer alert.
Wow, stop playing, Mike. That's pretty nice.
Thanks, man. I've been working on my vocal lessons, you know.
Okay, where was I? Ah, yes, the Homer alert for week 2. New York Giants fans, Eli Manning fans, Victor Cruz fans, you're all on Homer alert this week. Homer alert. Victor Cruz last week pulled in a dismal 2 catches for 24 yards against the Detroit Lions. They looked out of sync. I think the receivers were blocking when they were supposed to be passing or pass routes, and the offense looked absolutely abysmal in the preseason. This week, Victor Cruz draws Mr. Patrick Peterson of the Arizona Cardinals, who's going to...
Man, I mean, to combine those two, this is what happened, Fantasy Football Nation.
Okay, please speak.
I had, going into this game, I had, for the Monday night games, I needed 10 points, and I had Victor Cruz, Arizona defense, and Peterson, the cornerback for Arizona.
Easy enough.
Easy enough, right? No.
Oh, wow.
Arizona got scored on, so there was like 4 points that I got there. B, Phillip Rivers was scared to throw to Peterson's side, so he couldn't get any tackles or tip balls or anything. I can't blame him because he's a good cornerback. But then Victor Cruz drops all of his catches. Like, bench him, Fantasy Football Nation.
Bench him, Fantasy Football Nation. You heard it here, live and direct. And if you have any other fantasy start and sit advice between now and the time your lineup is set, you can always reach out to us on Twitter. You can reach your co-host at PL Culture. That's at PLCOLTER. You can always reach Michigan Mike at
Michael Hasso, that's MICHAELJASSO. And for all of you college football lovers, I do a Michigan Mike's College Picks every Friday, so look out for it. We've already done our last week, and then we'll have week 3 coming up. So take a look at it.
Check it out. Life is a sport, so always play to win.
Go Blue.